What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we're taking a look at another news. That's a lie. We're taking a look at a series review. We're taking a look at the animated show Harley Quinn. We took a look at the Valentine's Day special and season 3 last year, and we was a year late to those. So now we're going to be a year late to season 4. I do apologize for my lateness, but we are taking a look at Harley Quinn season 4. I'm going to be honest, I feel like Harley Quinn is the new face of DC, and she's going to be doing wonders for DC. I feel like she's more recognizable than Batman at this point, and being an advocate for DC, I don't mind if they move all focus to Harley Quinn instead of Batman, because I much prefer her character, and she's in my top 5 favorite DC characters, with Harley Quinn, Flash, Man-Bat, Blue Beetle, and Raven. They're my top 5 favorite DC characters, and she's like easily top 3 as well. So without further ado, let's get into the show as a whole. Obviously, the overview of the series on Google is what we normally read. However, this only covers season 1. So I'm going to be moving over to season 2 with 10 episodes, all at roughly around 20 minutes each, so you can easily bash this out all in one day like I did. And the story starts off with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy forgetting their lunches and trying to take it to each other. So Harley Quinn is breaking into the Legion of Doom headquarters, and Poison Ivy's robbing a bank so that she would have to go and stop her and get her lunch. That's pretty much how the series starts, and then we have a little bit of turmoil with both of them struggling with their new jobs, exactly where we left off in season 3 with Lex Luthor hiring Poison Ivy into being the CEO, and she's struggling because they're all men and none of them are listening to her. And we have Harley struggling because the Bat family don't trust her, and she isn't currently doing everything right. She is still got villain tendencies, which she's trying to suppress. We then go on a couple of episodes with Harley then being benched and having to learn from Alfred, and Alfred tries to rob a bank and to try and teach Harley Quinn to, help and be a good hero and use natural instincts. And she does. She uses the instincts pretty well, and Poison Ivy gets a load of different Johns to help her, which is quite interesting in her endeavor, because all the Johns are supposed to be her PR team, which is supposed to help her get through everything and be more fashionable and trendy, and yet with all the younger generations. We have a load of other things happening to her, like going to the moon, being benched by Lex. She gets everyone on board by agreeing to everyone's plans, but then the plans end up being shit, so she has to change her strategy multiple times, and she has to grow a backbone and be confident and basically say what she wants and say what they're all doing and get everyone in line. She manages to do that, and she sets up a new trio of villains, like one with mind control powers, one with fire powers, and then one with earth powers. And then when the Johns come around, she neglects them, continues on, goes to the moon with Harley, and tries to host this bad bitch sort of convention, gets in with Steppenwolf, and that's pretty much all that happens. Because she gets in with Steppenwolf and starts to take over everything, Lex doesn't like that, and he tries to block out the sun by making the ozone layer thicker and stronger, so then no plant life survives. We then have Harley going through her own shit with Batgirl and the family not trusting her, her trying to be a better hero, and then she has to stop whoever is killing the Bat family, because Dick gets murdered. Obviously, Nightwing gets murdered, and then Batgirl goes off on her own thing trying to find Nightwing, and she gets all vengeful and angry. Harley Quinn feels like she's going crazy because she's sleepwalking, going absolutely insane, screaming, and she's seen a double of herself, and Robin gets taken away to his mother's. We then have Poison Ivy trying to get back on top and steal a time orb, and Harley tries to talk to her about her mental state. Poison Ivy brushes her off, and they go through time. They go to the future, meet their daughter, see that the Bat family is dead, Lex Luthor has created the apocalypse, and they have to go back in time and stop it. They go back in time 6 days after the apocalypse, and yeah, it gets pretty fucking weird. Everyone is rioting, everyone is crazy. We had a little episode with King Shark, who has been backbenched hard this season. Um, it was a pretty boring episode, not gonna lie. But then we have them going to Lex's birthday party to turn off the laser and vote Lex out of his own company. And when they do that, they try and kill him, and they get Steppenwolf to take him away, and they fire the laser down at Gotham. And instead of being a villain and being a hero, they decide to be outside the circle and do whatever the fuck they want. Because Poison Ivy leaves the League of Villain, the Legion of Doom, and Harley Quinn leaves the Bat Family, and they go on their own separate ways. They go, and Barbara leaves the Bat Family, and Selena Kyle comes up and meets them, and bada bing, bada boom, they make the sirens. And Robin and his mother have stolen the body of Nightwing and thrown it in the Lazarus pit, and obviously he's going to turn into Red Hood. And that's pretty much how this series happens. That's where the series ends. And I know Red Hood is supposed to be Jason Todd, but unfortunately he doesn't seem to be being set up as Red Hood in this one, and maybe he'll take over as Nightwing. I'm not too sure. There is no mention of Jason here, but we do have an evil Nightwing, which is pretty exciting. And that's pretty much the show. We do find out that Harley Quinn did kill Nightwing at one point, and then she had an evil doppelganger, which was just a potato. And yeah, I feel like that's the series covered. Again, I did go over it a little basically, and I do want you to go watch the series yourself because it is really good and I do recommend it. However, the art style is exactly the same as last time. Very basic art style, and it is quite smooth. It is a very smooth art style. I like the art style for this TV show. And I like her batsuit. I really like Harley Quinn's batsuit. However, she only wears it for like 3-4 episodes in the middle. And I feel like that's such a waste of a character design because it is such a cool design. And I like the pink and blues and the bat symbol. It's just such a beautiful suit. It's genuinely a really cool suit. And it's opposite to a hair, which is incredible. And it still fits the Harley Quinn vibe with the little crop top and the sort of leggings as well. Even with a little cape, it's just adorable. It's the best outfit I've seen Harley Quinn wear in this show. And I feel like when Nightwing died, they didn't really do much with that. Obviously, it had Barbara going angry, and it obviously led to Robin leaving, but that was pretty much all they did with it. And that was it because Harley Quinn actually killed him in her sleepwalking, but she blamed it on the potato version of herself, which is like very strange, and I don't like they just quickly glossed over it. There's nothing really coming from that, so I hope they do something with it in season 5, which they already have set up ready for, with him coming back as an evil version of himself, ready to kill Harley Quinn. The jokes in this, again, very Has-Been Hotel-like, focusing on swear words, sex references, and really basic puns. I'm going to be honest, it is my kind of humor. I was giggling and I was laughing at some of it, but other of it I just kind of just watched with a stone face, like no emotion coming from me. I don't know if that's because I'm ill when I watched this, or if it was just because the jokes didn't land. So I'm going to be honest, some of the jokes weren't that good, and were quite boring and basic. I did like how they had a child, but I am questioning how that happened with them both being female. Was it like Poison Ivy put both of their eggs into like a plant and like not photosynthesis, sort of do it how a plant does it, because plants have both, like every plant has both male and female reproductive organs. So maybe Poison Ivy did it herself. I don't know how the child thing worked, but I was very interested in it. And I was really upset that King Shark and Clayface were benched. They were benched really fucking hard, with King Shark being the IT department for the Legion of Doom and also having children. That was like all of his plot development through the season and series. I feel like he was much better utilized in the previous seasons and was just used for jokes this time round and was just there to make sure that no one would forget about him. Clayface also was benched with him being like an actor and a singer. He did show up every now and then, but I feel like they were better utilized in previous seasons, and I do appreciate that they were backbenched a little bit. I did miss them, and I do wish they came back a little bit more, but for Harley's and Poison Ivy's story to progress, with those two going their two separate ways, it was understandable that they had to backbench some other characters to make room for more with their new teams and with their new groups, which, to be fair, they set up these new groups for this season alone. All the groups sort of disbanded and went their own ways at the end, so I don't feel like there's going to be much to do with the Bat family anymore, or anything to do with Poison Ivy's new group. I feel like they benched Clayface and King Shark, and I don't know how they'll fit into the next season, but I hope they do still come back. They even benched Jim Gordon by making him the security of the Legion of Doom, and Microwave Potato, which was actually a duplication machine, and actually cloned Harley, and that was the Potato clone. I'm very weirded out by that, very concerned, and I'm not sure where to go from there. But the voice acting is incredible as always. Visuals are really cool. I like the new character designs that they had for this season, even if they wasn't utilized to the best of their ability. But that's pretty much it. I feel like this season, again, deserves a 6 out of 10. I feel like I'm giving out a lot of 6 out of 10s recently, but I'm glad that I watched it. I probably won't watch it again. It's one of the weaker seasons, in my opinion. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.